Okay, I'm going to make this it. I am done with restarting this video about 15 times because I kept saying April 7th. Probably 10 different wrong ways. So everybody, it is April 7th today, no matter how I say it. And it's about 9:30 in the morning here in Lehi, Utah. I decided, well, if I keep messing up my words, who cares? I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. Otherwise, I won't get this video done. So I'm doing my weekly video, as you can see, trying to keep it up every week if I can. So for you, Michelle, we are having similar temperatures to Wales. I don't know if Wales is trying to do the same as Utah, or I don't know if Utah is trying to do the same as Wales, or what it is. But we went from probably, if I'm going to try to remember my Celsius, it was probably like 24 or something like that degrees Celsius down to like 0 degrees Celsius in 24 hours, or less than 24 hours. And then it went back up. So today, right now, it is 42 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 degrees Celsius. But it's supposed to get to 63 degrees Fahrenheit and 17 degrees Celsius. Yesterday in the morning, it snowed and stayed on the ground. The day before that, it was very high temperatures. So like I said, if you want different weather in Utah and you're sick of one thing, just wait 10 minutes and the other will come to you just like you want, because that's what happens here. But I think this time we were maybe following Wales because it seemed like they were flipping their temperatures up and down crazy too. Anyway, I'm Highway Stitcher. I'm Colette, and I'm here to bring you my stitching from the highway and home. This, of course, is a cross-stitch video mostly. Today I'm going to see how it goes. I don't have really a whole lot to show. I kind of concentrated on certain things. So if I have a little extra time, I'll go on and answer a question that was asked a couple times to me, show you some stuff regarding, or in regards to that particular question, and maybe I'll be able to go on and tell you a little bit about a noir movie, like I used to do. And so we'll see how it goes with my time. Anyway, we're going to go on. Oh, before we go on, again, thank you, subscribers. I've had more subscribers, and I really do appreciate you taking a look at my channel. Like I said before, I'm an eclectic stitcher. I stitch all different kinds of patterns. And so one person mentioned in my comments that they thought it was fun because they didn't know what kind of pattern, what kind of stitch piece I was going to show next. So I should keep you in suspense, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe I should like move them around so you never know which one I'm going to show next. But I tend to kind of stay with the same ones to show you how I'm doing. So maybe that's better in some respects, I don't know, than surprises. So I'm going to move on now and show you what I was stitching this week, which wasn't a whole lot. I was concentrating on certain things, and that I did well on. I stuck to my goals. So my one goal was, of course, it's the beginning of the month, so I wanted to get my, I've been doing these Lizzie Kate stamp Flip It series every month, if any of you have been following me, at least since January. Eventually, what I want to do with these, even though I have not done it yet, is I'm going to finish them and put them on a block of wood and that I've stained, and then it will be attached with magnets. And then that way I can just change out the month, each month. So that's my plan with the Flip-Its. So I jumped right on doing my April Flip-It, right on April 1st. I was fluttering around a little bit on April 1st and 2nd. I'm not sure why. I just wasn't able to concentrate well, or I would have gotten probably more stitching done than I did. But when I started concentrating, then I managed to bear down and say, okay, concentrate, don't flutter. And I was able to finish this as well as another finish. And this is the April finish for Lizzie Kate. I don't generally take it out of the Q-snaps on this because it's a big, huge piece of fabric. And my idea on it is to just finish up all the pieces with enough enough like inches around so I can just cut them out and finish them easy. So generally, I don't think you're going to be seeing this out of the Q-snaps. Anyway, it's done with all the called for colored threads. I know, except for one, there was one substitution that I did not have of an overdyed. Generally, it's weeks and sampler threads for the Lizzie Kates. But if you really are interested, I can probably let you know in the drop box below what it was. But anyway, this is it. The glare of the window is kind of showing through, so it's on 28 count vintage country mocha. You can see that a little better now. It's working out really nice. The color, background color for the fabric for these particular Lizzie Kates. So I've been real happy with that. So April is done. And I mentioned last week that I fell in love with a pattern by Lindy Stitches called Hedgehog House. And I will explain to you more about my hedgehog love and what it's all about a little bit later in the video. Anyway, when I saw this, I couldn't pass it up. I looked at the size. It was 57 by 57, which the Lizzie Kates are 47 by 47. So I knew I could just concentrate on it and get it done in a few days and then move on to my other regular challenge pieces. So, and I was able to do that. I ended up stitching it on the called for because I did have some of it. It's a 28 count. Picture This Plus feldspar. And it's DMC floss. It was interesting. I'm not sure if some other people were ending up like stitching in different colors. I did not check that on the Instagram page. I just looked at the pictures of other people's little hedgehogs in their houses, and their colors seemed kind of brighter than mine, but I did follow what the color choice was. So who knows? You know, every fabric makes things look a little different. But I'm happy with this little guy. So cute on top of the of his little house with the flowers and the vines. Oh, I forgot to say on the previous Lizzie Kate, it's 2 threads over 2 linen threads. 2 over 2, which is this one too. This is also two floss threads over 2 linen threads. So that is Hedgehog House. Let me see if there was anything else. Nope, that's it. Okay, so those were my 2 finishes since I started, since my last Floss Tube, which was last Thursday. I'm trying to move back up on my date again since I got back from Washington, right on the day I usually film. Okay, I did get a little bit of stitching done on Lost No More, the piece I was working on around Easter. This is a Dimensions Gold Kit, and it's still available out there on the, you know, like the used market, eBay. I think I even saw one on Etsy one time. This is artwork by Greg Olson, which I really like. I didn't get tons of stitches done on this, but every little bit counts. So I'll show you what I did this week. It was probably about 500 total because I was concentrating on those other 2 for finishes. This is being stitched on the kit fabric, which was an 18 count kind of a cream colored or tan, and with the flosses that came with the kit. So, and what I worked on this time is right here as his sleeve, as you can see, is turning lighter in color. That's like where the one part of his sleeve ends up shading out to a lighter color. So what I pretty much accomplished this Easter season was starting from there and all of this going down his sleeve, and then all of this with the sheep and the flowers. So not too bad. So I will be putting him aside. I have some other pieces that I, you know, of course want to work on. So, but I was happy with what I accomplished. He will be picked up again at random times, of course, because I do love working on him. And that's 8 o'clock, so it's 2 threads over one box. I call it 1 box. So another whip I worked on, of course, was this one was fast and easy. On Sunday, I did my temperature topography, my temperature pattern piece by Stitching Mommy on Etsy. And from now on, it will be called Temp Typo. So I just happened to mention that one time, and I thought, okay, I think people know now it is a temperature topography, so he will be, I call him a he, and he will be called Temp Typo from now on. And Temp Typo is being stitched on 32 count even weave by Be Stitched Me Fabrics. And it's called Peanut, in the colorway Peanut, a really nice natural color, which really, that's probably better. It's a really, really pretty color, and that probably shows it up the best. And as you can see, we had a wild first week in April. There's my A for my April. Highs and lows and in-betweens. So we'll see how the rest of the month plays out. We do not come in like a lion and go out like a lamb. We probably come in like a lion and keep going like a tiger and a cheetah and whatever else, and then maybe go out like a like a chipmunk or something like that. So, but it's always interesting around here. That's what I can say about it anyway. One other piece I did start on because there was a sale, and I had actually bought this as a PDF and loved it about 6 weeks ago, and I couldn't believe it when I was watching Michelle Bandy Stitchy. She mentioned that there was going to be a sale for it. Her and it is Kismet, Diana. We're going to do a sale of it. And so I thought, oh my goodness, if they're doing a sale and I loved the pattern, I might as well just start the sale, even if I don't get very much done on it. I ended up putting this piece into my Whip Go too. I have to mention with my Whip Go, one of the Whip Go choices on the Facebook page that Jessie Marie started to put your stitch pieces on a bingo sheet. One of mine was a new start because I had finished it for another challenge. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. I think I will put this piece in place of it and work on it this month. So this is called Cat's Reflection Sampler. And it's by, it was designed by, oh my goodness, her name isn't on here. It's Anna Arroyo, I think, but it's not on her actual picture here. But it tells the inspiration for it. It's like it says for the Inca Empire in Peru, the puma was the symbol of power and strength and was also the symbol of life on earth. So Anna, I don't know if it's Anna or Anna, excuse me if you happen to watch this, but she used the cat here for cat lovers as well as the Inca symbol of power and strength. So different people have done it in different colorways. I ended up choosing a red. I'm using 815 DMC, which is my kind of go-to dark. Let's see. It's my go-to dark red, kind of a burgundy color that I like for red work or red samplers. And this fabric, unfortunately, I can't tell you what it is, and it's really pretty. I picked it up at a store, a quilting store years ago, probably 20 years ago. They sold fabric in packages, like 12 inches by 18 inches or 17 inches by 27, and did not actually say on a lot of them what the actual fabric was, other than even weave or linen or whatever. So this is a linen, and it is a 28 count because I always staple my thread counts and names and everything onto my fabric, but I don't know really what the color is. But it's very interesting color because if you look at it up close, you can see like it has waves of like lights and lighter, medium, and darker kind of tans or creams or off-whites, whatever you want to call it, off-white to cream to tan. So it's kind of interesting. So I think it kind of gives it a kind of a, I don't know. To me, it gives it like a flavor to this piece. Can't tell you exactly what kind of flavor it is, but it's not pistachio and none of those. But it gives it kind of a cool look for those cats. So of course I've just started one cat's leg, and I love my cat needle minder, and I think this one is Gina's Unique Boutiques. The cat says every stitch you make, every Let's see. Every skein you take, every strand you break, I'll be watching you. So, well, I thought that was a good needle minder for this project. So that's my little bit of a start. Just a couple threads in it. But yeah, just fun piece. And it again is two strands of floss over 2 linen threads. So funny. This one is kind of like it. You see the waves in it. I wonder if that's going to show up when I do my floss tube. It's like the fabric just has like waves of color in it from the reflection of the window. Very strange. Okay, those were my whips. I'm going to go on to my haul right now. I do have a little bit. I didn't want to be going and buying things. Some of my haul is monthly haul, so that's fine. Monthly haul is fine. But one of them is a little different because I couldn't pass up what I was going to do. So I'll go on and tell you my monthly haul first. I get the natural, or more like sampler colors from Be Stitch Me fabric of the month. So this month we have 30. I always get 32 count even weave because I hardly have any even weave. And this is called Through the Stones. So really pretty gray mottled, but just subtly gray mottled. So I really like that. So that's my Be Stitch Me fabric of the month. I also got my color and cotton threads. I'm not going to take them out. These I do all 10 colors. I do brights and prims, or whatever you want to call them, like natural colors. So this is the kind of the more prim colors this time, and that shows pretty good in the plastic there. These are my more brighter colors. So those are pretty, I like that green, Emerald City. So those were my color and cotton of the month. And then here's my Vicki Clayton silks, variegated silks of the month. I'll just do this instead of taking them out. There you can kind of see her silks are absolutely marvelous. They're so wonderful. Anyway, they're very lightly shaded. So that's a blue and kind of a cream or tan, yellow. So kind of a brown red, pretty kind of a antique rose maybe, and a silver or something similar to that. So those are the colors that I get every month. It's a variegated. It's called a variegated floss of the month for silks. So actually, I have all my I got all my things that I get for the month. My monthly subscriptions pretty much on time. So my husband Chris, he got me something online on Etsy, and I want to show that to you. I like to do embroidery. It's not my first love, but I do like some embroidery patterns, and he found this one that is pretty much me, especially this time of year in the spring. And this is called Blue and Green Houseplants in the pots. And I'm going to do mine in a little different colorway. This did not come with the floss, so I can play around with my DMC floss. It has lots of the regular, people call them specialty stitches, but they're not exactly specialty stitches. What they are is just the other stitches in embroidery. Many of them are very easy to do. There's back stitches, lazy daisies. Some are not as easy. But this one calls for back stitches, lazy daisies, French knot, satin stitch, stem stitch, chain stitch, and fly stitch, which are all ones that I can do. So I'm going to play around with it. I will use greens in the color. I like houseplants, and so I'm going to play around with this. And here's, she has it tied in the fabric, tied in a little gingham bow with the pattern drawn on very nicely. I mean, she drew that pattern on that fabric perfect. And I know because I've drawn embroidery patterns on fabric before, and mine don't look anything like this. So this is very, very nice. So you can see like part of the leaves and a little bit of the pot. So anyway, if you're interested, I'll put it in the Dropbox below. This is, she's on Etsy and also has a web page. Tamer Nahiryani. She's from Israel. Cute little card she sent. So anyway, she's on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Etsy, and has a web page. She sells all kinds of embroidery patterns. Very pretty little package that she sent it in with a little thank you card on the back. So I was surprised by that from Chris. So that was pretty cool. Okay. Now, yesterday, two of my stitching friends and I went up to Craft Center, a fine stitchery in Salt Lake. So my friend Lonnie and my friend Brenda and I went up, and there's no way I can go to a stitch store and not buy anything. So what I did is before I went up on yesterday morning, I checked my next two Lizzie Kate patterns, flip it patterns, May and June, to make sure that I have my overdyes like separated and filed. So I checked my overdyes to make sure that I had all the colors, and if I didn't, I would go through and type those colors into my notes on my phone and then get them when I got over to Craft Center. And that is what I did. One of the things I did, but you can never go there and just get what you need. You want to get everything else. But these are some of the colors I needed. Of course, seems like I always need more than I always think I have everything I need, and then I don't. But this is for two patterns. So I did have about half the amount of the floss, the overdyed flosses. These are mostly weeks, one Simply Shaker sampler thread. So I put them on the thread drop, not to be like Nicole. I put them on the thread drop because I figured there's so many here, they're just going to keep falling out of my hands. And so I figured this way you can just see the colors I got at Craft Center and admire them because they are beautiful, of course. So, and I don't think I need to go through those. I mean, you've seen a lot of overdyed threads before. But those are for my next 2 months of the Lizzie Kate series, May and June. They had a sale bin because I've gotten a lot of regular new patterns lately, and I said, no, I'm not buying any patterns. So, but I ended up buying a couple from the sale bin. They were half price. And this was one by October House Fiber Arts. It's a original design by Robin Sample. I've not actually heard of October House before. I'm going to have to look it up. This says wear wool. And I love my sheep, just like Melanie. So, it's not my favorite. I mean, it's not the only thing that I want to stitch, but I do enjoy it. So I really like this. I think I might change out the colors a little, but I think it's a cute pattern. And half price is half price. So, and then when I went through the whole bin, I found a With Thy Needle and Thread 2009 in the sale bin. That was a good deal, half price, because Brenda Gervais patterns are, regular price, you're going to get up there. So these are a whole bunch of little friendship samplers squares. They're like 2 inches by 2 inches. I had never seen this pattern before, but just cute little ones. I mean, she said you could use them as ornaments. You could use them just in those little picture frames and tie them onto somebody's gift. So just cute little birds, little squirrels. Sorry, Darlene. I know you don't like squirrels, but I thought it was cute. A little deer. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It almost looks like a ghost man with his head down. But anyway, if somebody knows what that is, let me know. Just out of curiosity. But anyway, just real pretty. A little tiny house, little person, little shepherd with its sheep. So I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with this. I may just, stitch them up for little gifts, maybe at a retreat. Or I might take all 6 of them. Since there's 6, it would be cute putting them together or maybe on a panel. and frame them. So, but that was a nice surprise going through the bin. And then two other things I couldn't pass up, being a Harry Potter fan. They had the La Petite Croix. I'm very bad with French, like many others on Floss Tube. La Petite Croix, Croix, very bad with that word. But they have a lot of cute, on Etsy, Harry Potter patterns. I actually stitched one for Rolodex stitches, because we were doing an exchange, a Harry Potter exchange. And the one I stitched was Hermione. But they had the one for Harry. And I do intend on stitching this Harry Potter one someday. I'd like to stitch all three, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, because they are such cute patterns. Very, very cute. But when I saw this, I go, oh, that's my Harry, the way I love Harry. I mean, this La Petite Croix, they just do such a cute job on their, Harry Potter and such patterns. So that was made in a needle minder, so I couldn't pass that up, even though I've got probably 8 Harry Potter needle minders. But anyway, I'll just add it to the bunch. And then they had these really cute Harry Potter scissors in little scissor holders, like little leather ones. Look at that. Gryffindor. I love it. And they didn't have very many left, but they had Gryffindor, which I am Gryffindor, the brave, the strong, the powerful. I don't know if I am that way or not, but that's what I like. So anyway, I thought that was cute. So I picked those up. So I had a really good time. Brenda, Lonnie, and we stopped and ate lunch, and afterwards we went to Hobby Lobby, and we also went to Michael's, and then went back. So it was a fun-filled day. So thanks for the companionship, the fun stitching, and the fun just talking away about our mania plans, what we're working on, what we want to work on. So that's always great, and it's fun. So, okay, that's my haul. So I'm on to plans. No, I haven't given up on Talavera by Linen and Threads. She's out there to be stitched. Her next block came April 1st, which is, no wait, sorry, that was the first block. That's the block for the month of April. So I will be working on that next, trying to get some stitches into that, as well as trying to finish up some of the stitching down here. I showed her last week, so I'm not going to show her now, but but I will show you what I accomplished next week, because I do want to work on her a little bit every day and get this one done and move on to trying to get some more of that. Okay, for some of my challenge pieces this week, of course, I may not get a lot of stitching done. I'll tell you later on life updates why, but we'll see how I do and what I do get. I'll get a few stitches in. FCF, Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group. It's a fun full coverage Facebook challenge group if you ever want to go. I know it's open, so there's no issue with it being a closed group. Anyway, every month I try to do a little bit with it, but sometimes I get burned out with full coverage and then I put it aside. Well, this month I'm excited again. So I decided to do the April book club challenge. They've had a book club challenge every month with 3 books, and you can do a non-counting challenge. Highway Stitcher needs her water. That's better. Okay. They do their challenge every month. This month is children's literature, which I really enjoy. So I opted to do non-counting challenge to make sure, not knowing how much time I would have, that I wouldn't be committed to a certain amount of stitches. So I took them. I'm doing them in order of the how they were listed, and I believe the first one is Secret Garden. So it has to be something related. When you're doing a non-counting challenge, it has to be something related to what the pattern is. So that was very easy to me. Secret Garden will be this week some work on African Woman with Peonies too. Denise, I'm working on her again. Anyway, I want to work on her because, of course, the flowers. That's like, to me, a secret garden in that beautiful pot. So all those beautiful, beautiful peonies. So anyway, I will be working on that this week and see how many stitches I can get into it. And then the other piece, which is also on FCF, Full Coverage Fanatics, is my 21,000 Stitches Challenge in 2021. And that's the Lacemaker. And this is also a choice, this also got chosen for Whip Go too. So I really need to get back to this and put a lot of stitches in it. Again, I'm still kind of like going, oh, get me through all that light blue, cream, and white. Because I usually start in the left-hand corner. And, of course, as you can see, there's all the white, cream, and light blue. But I did, when I showed my piece last week, I did get into the tree there. So I'm working my way slowly and steadily. And this is an artisy piece. Oh, these are both artisy pieces. I'm very sorry. And I'm pretty sure you can still get them. I haven't looked, but I think they're both still on the artisy side. Oh, wait, the Lacemaker may not be, actually. I don't think it is, because I think this was a free pattern at one time. So, yeah, I don't think this is on anymore, but I'm pretty sure African Woman with Peonies is on, if you're interested. So those are the two full coverage I'm going to work on this week. I'm excited. I like going back to Pattern Keeper and playing around with the app and seeing how much percentage of stitches I get done. So I'm looking forward to that. I also will pick up my, I didn't bring it here, and I don't want to go running off, but Zombie Run Challenge on Daily 30, which is a closed group right now. I'm going to work on Sheep May Safely Graze, and that's by Homespun Elegance. That got placed in place of Welcome to the River, which I finished last week. So that will be my Zombie Run focus piece for this week. And then I'll be working on the Peruvian cats. So those are my plans. Doing pretty good here. I was hoping to be a little faster than this because I did want to go over a couple other things. So, but I'm going to go over them anyway. First is I wanted to do a couple shout outs. I haven't done any shout outs for quite a while, and you know, I'd be remiss. I've been having a chance to watch some Floss Tube, and which in the past I wasn't having a lot of chance to. So because of that, I've watched some new channels to me. So I'm going to give you a couple shout outs. One is a full coverage stitcher, and the other one is kind of a eclectic, a little bit of everything stitcher, samplers, you know, and other smaller pieces. Both of them I really enjoy. One of them I've watched for years, and I mean for a couple of years, and the other I just started watching her. So my shout out for full coverage is Needlecraft_Danny. She is a full coverage girl, and I'm amazed. I just had to shout her out because she really gets a lot of progress done on her full coverage pieces. She works on full coverage as well as Mirabilia, so if you're a lady lover, you would probably like to go check out her Floss Tube too. But I'm amazed with the progress that she gets done on all of her full coverage pieces. You're amazing, Danny. So anyway, go check her out. And then the other person is, she's been a floss tuber for a while, but go check out Kathleen's Trodden Trail, Trodden Trail, Trail, yeah. Kathleen is so sweet, so comfortable, such a easy stitcher to listen to as you're stitching, and you know, just go, oh, what a pretty piece, or you know, she'll just talk about where she lives and does it in such an easy, peaceful, comforting way. I do love Kathleen. She's a very sweet person. So she's got an eclectic mix, all kinds of stitching, except for full coverage. But she's got some beautiful pieces and so sweet. So I would tell you to check out Kathleen. Okay, next thing. Oh, yes. I had a couple people ask me questions on why I do Hedgehog, why I just jump and do an Hedgehog piece. And I had mentioned it was because of Hedgehogs being the lace maker's mascot. And I thought maybe you would like to see a picture of, like to see me show you, even though my room is a little messed up right now. My stitching craft sewing room. Maybe I can take my iPad and veer it so you don't see a lot of the other junk. But I thought I'd show you my collection of hedgehogs. I have a collection of hedgehogs on an Ikea bookshelf over here. And so you can see all the hedgehogs. And just real fast, the reason why hedgehogs are the Lacemaker's mascot for Bobbin Lacemaking is because the English people felt that the cute little hedgehog with its little spikes coming out, all around its little body, were like the pins that they put in their pin cushion when they are actually working on their lace pieces, because they use pins to place so that the threads will be going in the right place on the pattern. Okay, here's my Ikea bookshelf. And I'm showing you right now my second shelf down of hedgehogs. As you can see, I have all kinds. This is actually focusing pretty good, so I'll try to stay slow. There is a felted hedgehog, some ceramic hedgehogs, some that are ones that you place in your garden. I know that's a thing that a lot of people do. There's a glass hedgehog back there, you can see kind of its nose. That was picked up by a close friend in England who, she traveled to England and happened to see it, brought it back for me. There's little crystal hedgehogs of different like stones. Hedgehogs eating. Cute little hedgehogs like from those books. Little hedgehogs with pine cones coming out of them. Knitted ones that I did. Little guy upside down. And a spoon that a friend picked up at a thrift store with a hedgehog on it. So that's one shelf. Also, I do have other things on here, so I guess instead of me jerking you around, I'll show you what's on the other shelves too, even though they aren't really hedgehogs. This, you can tell, is a crafty shelf. There's spinners here, Precious Moments, Mickey, all sorts of other cute little ceramic statues that all have to do with crafting. Knitting, spinning, quilting, stitching. So that's my top shelf. There's my one more ceramic hedgehog shelf. This next shelf is actually some of my mom's music boxes, 3 of them that I kept. But there's a little hedgehog right there. My mom collected like antique music boxes and stuff, and so my kids, each kid picked one that they wanted to have, so I just keep them here. Down here are a few hedgehogs. See if I can get this nailed down. Some more pinecone ones, of course the laundry ball ones, which are hilarious. And then the little toy ones. I can't remember these like little guys' names, but anybody who has children and girls would know these little critters. My granddaughter loves these and likes to play with them and has some of her own. So, of course, since they were hedgehogs, I had to pick some up. And then down here, let's see, at the very bottom, boy, and I don't know how I'm going to show this one. These are all my stuffed hedgehogs. So, these are down at the bottom because when the grandkids were littler, they could just pull them out and play with them. So, and I would keep the other ones up higher. But now I've moved everything all around because my youngest is like 10, and so youngest grandkids, so I really don't have that issue anymore. But they still like to pull out the hedgehogs sometimes, and then I'll say, well, you have to put them all back. These little guys go back in their special spots. So, anyway, I think I've probably done enough hedgehogs for my lifetime. This guy's huge. I generally tell people, don't give me any hedgehogs anymore. Needle minders is fine. I've gotten some needle minders, but I think my hedgehogs have enough love, and I don't need to add to anymore. But that was hedgehogs for the Lacemaker's mascot. So I hope you enjoyed. And before I move on from hedgehogs and lace making, well, I'm moving on from hedgehogs, but before I move on from lace making, I actually had some haul for lace, and then I'll show you a piece that I'm working on my lace pillow. For a long time, this particular, just like with a lot of the linens and the flosses, things, it was just getting really impossible to get things because of the COVID. And so this person who I've been getting painted bobbins from just could not get them and get them to us. So she was able to this month, after several months of not being able to get them, she was able to get my bobbins of the month to me. Some of you have seen this if you've been watching my videos for any length of time. So this is the bobbin. The bobbins are, you put the thread around to do your weaving for your lace making. Anyway, so a lot of times lace makers like to collect bobbins, just like stitchers love to collect fabric of the month. So these are my bobbins of the month, and I've been getting succulents and cactus painted bobbins. So there's the painting on it. It's a Joshua tree. And on here it says Joshua tree. So these are like exclusive, one of a kind. You can't get any, any more of them. So I like to put them on my lace pillow. This one is, oh my goodness. It's a Latin name, Kitzionium, and it's a succulent. It almost looks like a little hosta to me. So those are my bobbins of the month. I was so excited to get those in the mail a couple days ago. I'd totally forgotten. She doesn't charge us ahead of time on PayPal. She just sends a bill, and so I'd totally forgotten about bobbins of the month for the last 6 months, and then I go, oh my goodness, I got bobbins of the month. So anyway, here's one of my lace pillows. Since a lot of people haven't seen lace for a while on my videos. Lace pillows are round. You put your pattern on them, and I'll show you that in a minute. Lace makers also like to collect something else besides bobbins, or at least I do. I don't know if every lace maker does. We like to go, well, I like to travel, as you know, being a highway stitcher. So I either make or buy the large handkerchiefs, and we call them cover cloths. So as you can see, this cover cloth is one I picked up at Timberline Lodge in Mount Hood when we traveled there one time. So it's basically just like a handkerchief that opens up, but because of the size when it's opened up, it fits on most lace making pillows. So anyway, I make my own cloth covers. It's really easy to make. It's just a square and you just turn it under and stitch it, as you can tell, Or I buy them on my travels. So that's the cover cloth. So I take the pins out. This piece here I haven't put, yeah, good, I do have some bobbins on it. And I do have some bobbins that are like different bobbins of the month, so you can get an idea. I'll turn it this way first. This is one of the patterns for lace. This is a colored pattern. There's a lot of patterns that are just white, traditional white, and then others that are colorful. So this is a Slovakian lace from Idria. And each one of those little parts for like the rainbow are stitched in a different color that I chose. And then to show you, after I'm talking about the bobbins of the month, here's the bobbins. Whoops. Oh well, I have to roll the thread again. Here are the bobbins. And as you can see, these are different bobbins from different bobbins of the month. I have patriotic ones. I have ones that look like lace painted on them. I have ones that I have one that says Highway Stitcher on it and has a little car. Just all different ones. And you wind the thread around the top, the head of the bobbin, and then you use it to stitch. And it's basically a form of weaving. So you are moving back and forth on the pattern, placing a pin, and weaving it through, and then placing a pin again. So that tells it in a nutshell. So anyway, just thought I'd show you some of the bobbins since I have Bobbin of the Month, and nobody probably has seen it for a while. So, and excuse me for a second, I'm going to pick up this bobbin, if I can find it. Oh, there it is. It's not hard for me to rewind the bobbins, but I just don't want it to get totally wound around my legs and everything else. I can't find it, so, or can't get it off my legs, and I trip on it. Okay, so that's my little bit of lace on my channel. Let me see if there's anything else here. My life updates. The reason why I may not be having a whole lot of stitching, but we'll see, is the grandkids and kids are off for Easter break. So a lot of times we do day trips or, local trips and things together. And we did that on Monday. We spent some time together with my one daughter and grandkids. So tomorrow I'm taking a trip to a state park in Nevada. That's about 3 hours away. And we're just going to leave, Chris and I are just going to leave early in the morning, do it as a day trip and go home. Julie and Hoffa are going to stay down south for several days. And it's called Cathedral Rocks Nevada State Park. If you want to look it up or whatever, if you're in the general area, or if you just want to see beautiful pictures of beautiful rock formations, take a look at the state park. It's very pretty. It's right on the border of Nevada and Utah in the southern western half of the state. So we're going to spend the day there. I'll be hiking with my one daughter, which I love to do, and grandkids. So, and then also on Saturday with my other daughter, we'll be doing a local hike in the Salt Lake Mountain Range at the Butte Gardens by the University of Utah. So we'll be spending time there. So I won't have as much stitching time, but I'll see what I can accomplish by next week. And before I go on to my quotes, and then my last reminders, I hadn't ever done, for a while I haven't done a noir movie. Months ago I was telling you some of my favorite picks for noir movies. Those great 30s and 40s detective or dark, sinister type of movie films, which I just love. So anyway, I happened to see one last week, well, maybe it was about a week and a half ago when we were still at the River House in Washington, that just loved. And it's called Murder My Sweet. It's one of those typical, let's see if I can show this without glare. It's one of those typical dark detective like movies, but with a little bit of jokes and humor in it. And it has Dick Powell, Claire Trevor, and Shirley. And it is a great, great movie. I mean, just all the caricatures. I mean, the characters are just great. And you think that it's just all dark and serious, and then all of a sudden Dick Powell will say something really funny. So, some joke. So anyway, if you like noir movies and old detective movies, look this one up. I'm pretty sure, well, I'm not positive on this. Try it on YouTube and see if you can get it. When I saw it on a channel that I do have on TV, on my TV already, which is called TCN, which is a movie channel. But take a check on YouTube and see if you can find it, because it is really worth watching. So, okay. Before my quotes, I do want to do one reminder. I did my 50 floss tubes and 2-year anniversary. The person who won for the gift card for 123 Stitch already redeemed hers. The person who won the Constellation Plum Street pattern has contacted me, and I will ship that one to her. I have not had the person who won the Erica Michaels Simply Strawberries kit. And her name is Renee Riley. So Renee, if you are watching this video, please contact me in the drop box below by email, or just write a comment and say that you are going to contact me. If I don't hear from you, I'm going to have to redo a, re-pick it again next week, because I'm not going to wait more than one more week for it. So please contact me. And quotes. So before I finish, I'm going to do one of my daily quotes of gratitude. I'm going to mention a Floss Tube name, not for a shout out per se, because I've already shouted her out, but when I do mention a Floss Tuber's name on this, it's kind of because I do want them to either watch that part of my video, because they'll just get a, smile on their face when they do. So in this case, I'm going to say, Patchy Pony, Mel, watch my video at the end. Watch this video at the end, because you will love this. This is the picture for it. It made me think of her so much. I love to watch her when she's riding, especially riding her horse along the beach. But I love this saying for this too. It says, at some point in life, the world's beauty becomes enough. You don't need to photograph, paint, or even remember it. It's just enough. So, anyway, I want to tell you guys, thanks again for watching my channel. Remember the beauty that's out there. It's out there in our stitching, in our community. Look for the good in our community, and the good and the beauty out there as you travel, when you get to traveling again. Love you lots, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye all.